Why is it that sometimes the simplest of situations, something as simple as you need to clean up your room before you go out this weekend? Why is it that sometimes those simple situations cause us the greatest amount of frustration? Give the expectation. The idea is, just like when we were kids, you listened, you did what you're told, end of story, right? Or else back in. Problem. Today, not a whole lot of, kids getting, it just doesn't happen today. So, what are the alternatives? Well, a couple different things. Number one, yell at your child until they do it just because they're tired of getting yelled at. But in the long term, it doesn't really pay out for you because they get tired of you yelling and they either take off or they really don't like you. And that's really not what we're going for. Option number two, you lay out the expectation, as you simply stated before. You are not going out this weekend until your room is clean. The tough part about that is it comes time to go out, the room isn't clean. Now what are you going to do? Going to put that off? All right, I guess as long as you do it first thing in the morning, I'll let you go this time. What are you saying? No. What you're saying is, you can do it when you want to. My expectation really isn't important as a parent. It's just whenever you want to. Whether that was your intention or not, that was the end effect. So, okay. But sticking with the expectation, good thing. So you've laid out the expectation again. Now it's your turn to follow up. Comes that night, time to go out. Hey, I'm ready to go, Mom. Sorry, room isn't cleaned up. That's what you agreed to. You're not going. Really not going to like you. Going to respect you. And going to listen the next time. So the toughest part, it takes just one time. Really? And that's where you got to stick by your guns and let them know, hey, this is what I said. This is what you agreed to. I'm just following up. I'm just being consistent with you. Okay? And that's the really tough part. Do it one time, it's done. Simple situations like that become simple again. Right? Shouldn't be complex. Shouldn't be a whole lot of yelling and fighting. It's a simple agreement between two people. Now, there are some variations in there. There may need to be some motivation. Not opposed to it. It works for some kids because in the end, you say to your child, hey, your room needs to be cleaned up. They don't get it cleaned up. You haven't attached any expectation like it needs to be done before. That would be my first option. But if you don't go that route, you need to clean up your room. Right? What happens if they don't clean it up? Looks like a mess. College dorm room eventually. So, it's not as if kids are picking up these habits and they're sticking with them. It's really for you, the parent. You like having the neat looking bedroom. Kids, no. So, what's the natural consequence? The room is a mess. There really isn't a consequence there. So then it comes down to a question of motivation. Right? And maybe the motivation, again, getting back to the first part, the first option there is, you're not going out unless this happens. Do this and get this. You can also use the same model with, hey, this is part of your weekly chores. It's connected to an allowance. Cleaning up your room. If you don't, there's no allowance. All right, same idea. You just kind of shifted the focus, the motivation. So that may work for you. Okay, but again, what we want to stay clear of is number one, the yelling, because that's not really solving anything. Yeah, it might eventually get the room cleaned up, but who wants to yell week after week after week? And who wants to listen to that? So that's really not a good option. Going with the expectations of being consistent, that's my number one choice. Beyond that, I think the motivation, right? Little incentive. Because again, this really isn't for them to have a clean room. It's really for you as the parent. You like having the clean room. So anyway, simple situation, often though resulting in a lot of frustration and needless anxiety. So we got to get away from that. All right, that is the Tuesday show. I will get back with you tomorrow. Take care.